9 popular medications that trigger falls and loss of balance. What your doctor won't tell you. Did you know that every single second of every single day in the United States, an older adult falls? That's not a typo. Literally, every second. In fact, falls are so common that by the time you finish watching this video, over 1,000 adults over 65 will have fallen, and one senior somewhere will have lost their life because of a fall. As unfortunate as that is, here's what most people don't realize. Many of these falls aren't accidents. What if I told you that the pills you're taking to stay healthy might actually be the reason you're losing your balance and falling? Sounds unbelievable, right? But here's the truth. Every single year, over 36 million seniors experience a fall, and a huge number of those are directly linked to common medications. Not poor vision, not slippery floors, but the very medications sitting in your cabinet right now. And here's the worst part. Most seniors have no idea it's happening. In this video, we're revealing 9 of the most dangerous medications when it comes to triggering falls and imbalance in seniors. And the one ranked number 2 is so commonly prescribed, so widespread, that it's likely someone you know is taking it right now. And it could be slowly weakening their legs and putting their safety at risk. But here's the good news. At the end of this countdown, we'll share 3 powerful foods that have been scientifically proven to strengthen your legs, improve your balance, and help you stay upright, independent, and strong, even into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. So don't go anywhere. What you're about to hear could literally prevent a life-altering fall. Before we begin, let us know in the comments below where you're watching from, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Number 9. Older antihistamines, first generation. Let's start our countdown here with a group of medications many people consider harmless, the older first generation antihistamines. Think of drugs like diphenhydramine, which is the active ingredient in Benadryl, or others like chlorpheniramine found in some cold remedies, and hydroxyzine, sometimes used for itching or anxiety. You might grab these over the counter for allergies, a cold, itching, or even to help you sleep. They work by blocking histamine, which is a chemical your body releases during an allergic reaction. Histamine causes symptoms like sneezing, runny nose, and itchy eyes. So blocking it helps relieve those symptoms. However, these older antihistamines are not very selective. Besides blocking histamine receptors involved in allergies, they also readily cross into the brain, which is where the trouble starts for balance and stability. Once inside the brain, these medications block histamine receptors that are crucial for alertness and wakefulness. This is why these drugs have a powerful sedative effect on the brain. For a young adult, that just means drowsiness. But for someone over 60, the consequences can be much more dangerous. Other than blocking histamine in the brain, these first-generation drugs also have strong anticholinergic effects. This means they block the action of acetylcholine, which is a neurotransmitter or chemical in your brain that plays a vital role in muscle control, memory, and alertness. In seniors whose acetylcholine levels are already naturally lower, blocking even more of it can lead to serious problems. You might feel extremely groggy, your reaction times slow down, and you may experience confusion or disorientation, especially at night. Getting out of bed can feel like walking through molasses, and your legs might feel disconnected from your brain, like they're not quite doing what you ask them to. This is when a misstep can happen, and because your reflexes are dulled, you don't recover in time to stop the fall. Many people take these drugs to sleep better, not realizing that they can impair coordination for up to 16 hours, well into the next morning. That's why so many falls happen during late-night bathroom trips or early morning walks around the house. For seniors, even one dose can create a fog that lasts long enough to turn a normal day into a medical emergency. So, what can you do here? Well, newer antihistamines, like loratadine or Claritin or cetirizine or Zyrtec, are generally considered safer because they don't cross into the brain as easily and have fewer sedative and anticholinergic effects. Number 8. Blood pressure medications, especially alpha blockers. Managing high blood pressure is essential for long-term heart and brain health, but not all blood pressure medications are equally safe, especially for seniors. One group in particular, known as alpha blockers, like doxazosin and prazosin, can seriously disrupt your body's ability to regulate blood pressure when you change positions. Here's what happens. These medications relax the walls of your blood vessels so that blood flows more easily, which lowers blood pressure. That sounds good in theory, but if you're lying down or sitting and then stand up quickly, your body may not adjust fast enough. The blood pools in your lower body, and suddenly your brain isn't getting enough oxygen. That's called orthostatic hypotension, and it makes you feel dizzy, weak, or like the floor is tilting beneath your feet. Some seniors describe the sensation as everything going black for a second, or feeling like they're going to pass out. In a 2024 study published in JAMA, researchers examined the effects of starting antihypertensive medications in older adults residing in VA nursing homes. The study found that residents who started new blood pressure medications had an 80% increased risk of a fall that needed an emergency visit and a 69% increased risk of fainting. This increased risk was particularly notable within the first 30 days of starting the medication. The problem gets worse when the medication is taken at night. Seniors often wake up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom. They stand up too fast, feel lightheaded, and before they know it, they've lost their balance. These falls are especially dangerous because they often happen when vision is limited and help is not nearby. So, the best thing to do here is to talk with your doctor and start with low doses and increase gradually. You may also need to monitor blood pressure in different positions, lying, sitting, and standing, and watch closely for symptoms like dizziness. Number 7. Antipsychotic medications. These medications are often prescribed to older adults with dementia-related behaviors, bipolar disorder, or severe depression. Examples include older antipsychotics like haloperidol or Haldol, and newer ones like risperidone or Risperdal, olanzapine or Zyprexa, and quizapine or Seroquel. While these drugs can calm agitation or stabilize mood, they also come with serious physical side effects. First of all, they interfere with dopamine, which is the same neurotransmitter involved in movement and coordination. That's why long-term use of these drugs can cause symptoms that resemble Parkinson's disease, slow movements, muscle stiffness, tremors, and difficulty initiating motion. Imagine standing up from a chair and your legs feel stiff, like they're locked at the knees. You try to take a step, but your feet feel glued to the floor. This is exactly the kind of slowed motor function antipsychotics can cause. And because these drugs also sedate the brain, it becomes even harder to react quickly to uneven flooring, stairs, or sudden shifts in weight. Seniors may also experience confusion and dizziness, which makes them more likely to misjudge distances or lose track of their surroundings, especially when walking through unfamiliar places. The fall risk associated with these medications is nothing short of alarming, with studies showing that seniors on these medications have a 2 to 3 times higher fall rate, even when taken at standard doses. The combination of impaired cognition, motor slowing, and muscle weakness creates a perfect storm for losing balance. So, as you can see, the use of these medications requires extremely careful consideration and weighing of risks versus benefits. Number 6. Certain antidepressants, tricyclic antidepressants, such as amitriptyline, nortriptyline, and imipramine, or tofranil, are older medications still widely used to treat depression, nerve pain, and insomnia. These drugs affect multiple neurotransmitters in the brain, including serotonin, norepinephrine, and acetylcholine, and that broad effect is part of the problem. In seniors, the brain is more sensitive, and the changes these drugs cause can hit harder and last longer. These medications don't just elevate mood, they alter brain chemistry in ways that can significantly impair physical function. For example, reduced acetylcholine can lead to dry eyes, blurred vision, and delayed muscle response, all of which throw off balance. And because these drugs also have a strong sedative effect, they can make your legs feel heavy or disconnected, like you're trying to walk through sand. Simple actions like turning around or bending to pick something up become hazardous because your brain and muscles aren't working in sync. Another hidden danger is that tricyclics lower blood pressure slightly, especially when standing up. This creates a double trouble effect. Your blood pressure drops and your brain's coordination is off at the same time. Seniors on tricyclic antidepressants have been shown to have a much higher rate of falls, especially within the first 30 days of starting the medication or after any dosage increase. And yet, these drugs are still prescribed because of their effectiveness with pain and sleep. But their side effects need to be managed carefully, because the risk isn't just being tired, it's not being able to catch yourself when you lose balance. Number 5. Sleep aids. Getting a good night's sleep is very important, and many seniors struggle with insomnia. That's why sleep medications, also known as Z drugs, are so popular. Examples here include zolpidem or Ambien, diazepam or Lunesta, and Zalplen or Sonata. The problem here is that these drugs, especially the newer so-called non-benzodiazepine sleep aids, are not as harmless as they seem. Zolpidem works by slowing down activity in the brain, helping you fall asleep, but it doesn't just shut things off temporarily. For older adults, the sedating effects can carry over well into the next day. Even if you feel like you've slept well, zolpidem may leave you with a hangover effect, meaning your balance is off, your reflexes are slower, and your judgment is clouded. You might get out of bed and feel like your legs can't quite support you, or like you're swaying slightly even when standing still. This is due to residual sedation, which is a common issue with this class of drugs. And the risk is especially high if the drug is taken too late at night or without enough time to sleep it off. What's even more concerning is that sleep aids can interfere with the brain's motor control centers, making walking feel unstable, especially in the dark or when waking suddenly. Many falls happen because seniors underestimate how impaired they still are after waking up. They get up too fast, trying to walk before fully regaining balance, and fall before they even realize what's happening. Zolpidem has been linked to a significantly increased risk of nighttime falls, particularly in seniors living alone or in assisted care settings. It may help you fall asleep, but at the cost of your ability to stand, walk, or recover from a stumble the next morning. So, non-drug approaches to improving sleep are generally recommended first for older adults. Number 4. Muscle relaxants. At first glance, muscle relaxants sound like a relief. You're dealing with muscle pain, stiffness, or cramps, and your doctor gives you something to loosen everything up. But for older adults, especially over 60, muscle relaxants like cyclobenzaprine, carisoprodol, and methocarbamol can become a trap in disguise. Muscle relaxants work by slowing down nerve impulses, which dulls down the communication between your brain and your muscles. That means your body doesn't move with the same sharpness and control. Your legs may feel unusually weak, like you've walked too long in water. Your reactions slow down, so when you trip or stumble, your body can't recover fast enough to stop the fall. And it doesn't stop there. Muscle relaxants also cause deep sedation, meaning your brain is foggy and your balance is off even if you think you're fully awake. Studies show that seniors taking muscle relaxants have nearly twice the fall risk compared to those not taking these medications. The risk is highest in the first 72 hours after starting the medication or increasing the dose. What makes muscle relaxants particularly problematic is their lengthy half-life in older adults. While a younger person might process these medications relatively quickly, a senior's aging liver and kidneys work more slowly, meaning the drug stays active in their system much longer, creating extended periods of impairment. The American Geriatric Society has actually placed muscle relaxants on their Beers list, which is a compilation of medications that should generally be avoided in older adults precisely because of these risks. Yet despite these warnings, many primary care physicians and specialists continue to prescribe them without considering safer alternatives. These medications are often prescribed for conditions that could be better managed with physical therapy, gentle exercise, or targeted injections. Even more concerning is that many seniors don't receive warnings about how profoundly these medications can affect their balance and coordination. The sedation effects of muscle relaxants can be so strong that seniors may not even realize how impaired they are until they attempt to stand or walk, putting them at immediate risk of falling. Number 3. Diuretics. Commonly known as water pills, diuretics are widely used among older adults with high blood pressure, heart failure, or swelling in the legs. While they're important medications that help the body get rid of excess fluid, they come with a silent risk that most people never hear about. Diuretics like furosemide, bumenide, or hydrochlorothiazide increase the amount of urine your body produces, which means you're going to the bathroom more often, but you're also losing essential electrolytes at the same time. These include potassium, sodium, and magnesium, all of which play a vital role in muscle strength and nerve signals. Without enough potassium, for example, your leg muscles may cramp up, feel wobbly, or simply lack the power they usually have. Magnesium depletion can make your legs feel heavy and unresponsive, and if you stand up too quickly, the drop in fluid volume from the diuretic can lead to orthostatic hypotension, which is a sudden fall in blood pressure that causes dizziness or even fainting. You might notice the room spinning slightly or feel like you need to sit down fast or you'll collapse. This is how falls happen suddenly and without warning. Diuretics are often taken early in the day to avoid nighttime bathroom trips, but even with proper timing, their dehydrating effect can linger. If you're not drinking enough water or eating foods rich in electrolytes, the weakness in your legs can become chronic. And if you combine this with another sedating medication, it's a recipe for disaster when it comes to maintaining steady balance. So, regular monitoring of electrolyte levels is essential for seniors on these medications, but unfortunately, this crucial step is often overlooked in busy medical practices. Number 2. Anti-anxiety medications. For seniors who struggle with anxiety, panic attacks, or insomnia, benzodiazepines like lorazepam, alprazolam, or diazepam are often prescribed. And at first, these medications can seem like magic. They calm your nerves, slow your racing thoughts, and help you sleep. But there's a very dark side when it comes to seniors and falls. Benzodiazepines work by slowing down brain activity, acting on the GABA receptors that are responsible for calming the nervous system. The problem is, this calming effect doesn't just make you relaxed, it also makes you drowsy, mentally foggy, and physically sluggish. Older adults process these medications more slowly, meaning the sedative effect can last long after you think the drug has worn off. You may feel awake, but your muscles are still reacting like you're half asleep. Your brain takes longer to process spatial awareness, making you misjudge steps, corners, or edges of rugs. You might turn too fast and feel the world tilt slightly. Getting out of a chair can feel like your legs are made of rubber, and if you're already low on muscle strength, your risk of collapse multiplies. In fact, research has shown that seniors taking benzodiazepines have a staggering 44% increased risk of falls compared to those not taking these medications. Other than that, these drugs also impair short-term memory, so you may forget where you were walking or lose track of your surroundings, both of which lead to unsafe situations. And if you're combining this medication with painkillers or sleep aids, the danger doesn't just double, it can become deadly. Due to these substantial risks, geriatric guidelines strongly recommend avoiding benzodiazepines in older adults whenever possible, especially for treating insomnia or anxiety, favoring non-drug therapies, or potentially safer medication alternatives first. Their use should be reserved for specific indications, at the lowest possible dose, for the shortest possible duration, with meticulous monitoring. Number 1. Opioid painkillers. Topping our list as the most dangerous medication for fall and balance problems in seniors are opioids, which are commonly prescribed painkillers like oxycodone, hydrocodone, and morphine. While these drugs can be critical for managing severe pain, they are also the number one contributor to life-altering falls in older adults. Opioids don't just reduce pain, they affect how your entire nervous system functions. They work by binding to opioid receptors in your brain and spinal cord, muting pain signals. But in doing so, they also dull your alertness, cloud your judgment, and slow your reaction time to a crawl. For seniors, this can feel like walking through a fog. Your legs feel weaker, your head feels heavy, and your ability to respond to changes, like a slippery floor or uneven ground, is dramatically reduced. You may not even notice the signs at first. It might start with slight dizziness, a tendency to bump into furniture, or difficulty climbing stairs. But these small signals often grow. You may start feeling sleepy during the day, struggle with concentration, or lose confidence in your step. Some seniors describe it as not trusting their own body anymore. And that loss of trust is valid, because opioids can also disrupt the inner ear's balance system, making it harder to stay upright, especially when changing positions. Perhaps most alarmingly, opioids have a cumulative effect in older adults. The longer you're on them, the higher your risk becomes. In fact, seniors on long-term opioid therapy have been shown to have a 500% higher risk of fall-related injuries than those not taking them. And because opioids are often prescribed alongside antidepressants, sleep aids, or anti-anxiety drugs, the sedating effects stack up and leave the body utterly defenseless. That's why this class of medication ranks number one. It's not just about a single symptom. It's the total breakdown of the body's ability to stay stable and react fast, often when it matters most. There you have it. These were the 9 common medications that can increase your risk of falls and balance problems. But now, how can you take back control? Well, one powerful way is through food, specifically foods that support leg muscle strength, nerve function, and hydration. And we're not talking about boring, bland meals. These 3 options are delicious, easy to include in your daily routine, and backed by science. Number 3. Beets. This colorful root vegetable contains a natural chemical called nitrate, which helps open up your blood vessels and improve circulation. Why does that matter for falls? Because better blood flow means more oxygen gets to your leg muscles, helping them stay strong and responsive. One clinical study showed that older adults who consumed beetroot juice daily increased their leg muscle endurance and showed fewer signs of fatigue during movement. You don't need to drink gallons. A small serving daily is enough to start experiencing the difference in strength and balance. Beets also contain antioxidants that reduce inflammation, which is key if joint pain is contributing to poor mobility. Number 2. Greek yogurt. This creamy snack is pretty high in protein and rich in calcium, which both support muscle maintenance and bone density, 2 areas that decline naturally with age. But what makes Greek yogurt special is that it's packed with complete proteins, the kind your body uses to rebuild tissue. Every step you take puts pressure on your leg muscles, and if those muscles are breaking down faster than you can rebuild them, you become weak and wobbly. Greek yogurt gives you the building blocks to stay strong. Plus, the probiotics help your gut absorb nutrients better, meaning more of that calcium and magnesium actually makes it to your muscles and bones. Number 1. Sweet potato. This is a delicious, affordable powerhouse full of magnesium and potassium. These 2 minerals help muscles contract properly and recover faster after activity. If you're experiencing leg cramps, nighttime spasms, or that weird sensation of your legs giving out, you could be low on these minerals. Potassium keeps your cells hydrated and helps regulate nerve signals, while magnesium acts like a natural muscle relaxer, but without the sedating side effects. Together, they form a perfect to-do for fall prevention. A single sweet potato can deliver a huge chunk of your daily needs, all while supporting healthy blood sugar and energy throughout the day. As we age, it's easy to assume that falls are just part of getting older. But the reality is that many falls are preventable, and some of the most powerful tools for prevention are hiding in plain sight: your medications and your meals. If you or a loved one are on any of the medications we discussed, it's time to start a conversation. Ask your doctor, is there a safer alternative? Is your dosage too high? Can you replace a risky pill with a lifestyle change? And most importantly, begin adding foods that protect and support your body from the inside out. And if you want to know about more foods that can support your leg muscles, watch our video on the best muscle-building foods for seniors. Now, we want to hear from you. Have you ever felt dizzy, wobbly, or unsure on your feet after taking a medication? Which of the 3 leg-strengthening foods are you going to try first? Share with us your experiences and opinions in the comments below. We love to hear them. Thanks for watching.